Hello everyone, Firemac here, and welcome back to the Realm Reborn through Shadowbringers stream recap. Story recap, honestly, but now if you're watching this where I intend to put this should be right after I beat a Realm Reborn base game. We are going to tackle the Crystal Tower Alliance raids next. Why, you ask? Because they're basically main story at this point. They were a side story, but they became basically main story, and everyone is forced to do it anyway at this point. So, we're going to do it, because it's important to the story. Yeah, I feel like I was going to say something else. Oh, right, they teased the Bahamut raid in the last story, but I don't think we're gonna do that. If I change my mind, you'll see it, but if I don't change my mind, we're not doing it. That's because, if I recall correctly, at the end of every expansion, they always kind of tease the raid. So, while there's like slight connections here and there between the main story stuff, but most of the time, the raids can be ignored if you just want to follow the main story. The Bahamut one is kind of important, but I mentioned that in the earlier part, so hopefully you caught that. But it involves Alizé. Anywho, the Crystal Tower. A sky-scraping spire that shines with the light of 1,000 stars. Long thought to be a legend, the Crystal Tower arose with the crags of Mordona in the wake of the calamity, striking awe and fear into the hearts of all who bore it witness. What lost secrets of ancient Alag await those brave souls who would probe its innermost sanctums? So we're going to start it. I've also gone DPS for this because they have the best queue times for Alliance raids. And this is one that I cannot... this is one where I can't just solo it and speedrun it. Because you can't solo an Alliance raid. Like, it's impossible. Especially since a lot of Alliance raids want at least... at the very least 3 people, but... in fact, the very first one requires more than 3 people. Alright. Outlandish Man. Legacy of Alag. An oddly garbed man visiting Revenant's Toll has some information which might be of interest to an experienced adventurer. Do I know you? Unless... oh, that's freaking Nero. It's Nero. Look at him. Unless I'm very much mistaken, you are the famed adventurer who bested the Garland Empire's general, are you not? The great Firemac Summers himself. Amazing! And more than a little serendipitous. One might even call it fate. But I recently received word of a truly unique opportunity. You see, an opportunity the like of which none but one of your proven worth could take advantage. The reward? Not less than the accumulated knowledge of a fallen civilization. The risk? A single misstep could cost you your life. But what is a little danger to a storied hero as you? A man with absolute confidence in his own abilities stands to profit handsomely from this venture. No, I crave no recompense for my part in bringing this opportunity to your attention. The historic discoveries you shall make will be reward enough, I assure you. If my words have fanned the flames of your curiosity, then I bid you seek by a man by the name of Rambros. Seek a man by the name of Rambros, and Saint Koinok's Fine. It is he who stands at the doorway to untold marvels, awaiting the arrival of a champion bold enough to march across the threshold. I was gonna say, I thought there was someone in a Santa outfit for a second, but no, it's just it's a red mage. Now, I don't recall how many quests are intersliced between the Alliance raids, but hopefully I'll get it all done within today's stream. And for YouTube, that might be 2 or 3 parts. Rambros. Why, if it isn't Firemac Summers himself, I was not expecting such a celebrated guest. To what do I owe the honor of this visit? You are directed here, you say? By a man clad in foreign garb? Well, an opportunity he spoke of must surely refer to our latest anthropo-geographical endeavor. Quite how he came to know of it is another. Quite how he came to know of it is another matter. All knowledge of this project was supposed to be restricted to my organization, but that is something for me to ponder in private. You are here now, and your services will, I am certain, prove invaluable. I must warn you, however, that the venture we have in mind is no simple excavation. An unprepared or incautious adventurer could very well find himself on an unplanned and unpleasant journey to Thal's solemn halls. Knowing this, do you still wish to lend us your cooperation? Of course. I rather thought you'd say that. Your courage is scarcely a secret. Now, the first... Firemac! I thought it was you! What brings you to St. Koinox? Don't tell me. The Alliance has sent you on another realm-shaking, history-making mission to lay low an apparently insuperable foe? Yes? No? Maybe so? Ah, see, you two are already acquainted. That is well. Master Garland, our intrepid hero here, caught wind of the forthcoming expedition and has kindly pledged to assist us. He has he? Glad to have you aboard, Firemac. You don't have the faintest idea what you volunteered for, do you? Very well, let us begin at the beginning. The sons of St. Koinac are tasked with unearthing the secrets of the long-fallen Allegan Empire, and this present endeavor aims to delve more deeply into the civilization's mysteries than ever before. Ah, but I know that look. In the event that you feel ill-equipped to contribute much on the subject of Allegan archaeology, I invite you to recall your encounter with the ultimate weapon. That mechanical monstrosity represented a feat of engineering far beyond aught Garlemald can presently achieve. Nero Tolskavia simply awoke it. I mention it this by way of a reminder that you have had what one might term extensive first-hand experience with a notable Allegan relic. In short, you're practically an archaeologist. Now, to the core of the matter. Here in Mordona, there stands an entire Allegan structure which we have yet to investigate. I speak, of course, of the Crystal Tower. After witnessing the destructive capabilities of the ultimate weapon, and the lesser moon, Dalamud, before it, it seems wise to treat any remnants from that era with the utmost caution. They must be analyzed, monitored, and above all, kept from falling into the wrong hands. To put it plain, I have no wish to see another megalomaniacal legatus wield one of those weapons. It was this thought which first moved me to contact the Sons and propose that the tower be explored. For several millennia, the Crystal Tower remained hidden, buried deep underground, but like so many other things that were better left undisturbed, the structure was freed from its stony prison by the great upheaval which accompanied the coming of the 7th Umbral Era. Now it stands revealed in all its splendor, a gleaming spear of crystal pointed at the bosom of the heavens. We believe the tower to be the repository of much of the ancients' wisdom. Unfortunately, its entrance is guarded by formidable defenses, and we cannot so much as peep through the keyhole, much less set foot inside. These defensives take the form of statues carved into the likeness of giant swordsmen, the 8 Sentinels, as the sons are wont to call them. It's the first barrier we must overcome. Why not simply fly over them in an airship, you ask? It's been tried before. Any vessel that ventures too close to the tower is blasted out of the air. We either destroy those statues or the front door is forever beyond our reach. My colleagues in Ari are ill-suited to negotiating such deadly hazards. Thus, if we are to gain access to the tower's secrets, we must needs employ the services of an experienced adventurer. It will be difficult and dangerous, Firemac, but I can think of no finer man for the task. If I didn't know better, I'd say you had a taste for these deadly escapades. I look forward to working with you again. There is much and more to be done before we can begin the expedition proper. Take some time to prepare yourself, and I shall explain the challenges that lie ahead. Our first objective is to reach the entrance to the Crystal Tower. As I previously mentioned, however, that will prove no easy task. The entrance is guarded by powerful defense mechanisms, each utilizing one of the 4 elements of fire, water, wind, and earth. Anyone attempting to simply stroll past these unsleeping sentinels invites swift obliteration. Based on Master Garland's analyses, however, we are reasonably certain that the attacks of these lethal contraptions can be reflected using a crystal of the corresponding element. Naturally, these crystals must be of surpassing clarity, free of the slightest impurities, much like the flawless specimens used by the beastmen in their primal summoning rituals. Mayhap I should have said exactly like the specimens they use. Were there any other way, we would not ask this of you. But we need someone to enter the Beast Tribe's strongholds and liberate their perfect crystals. For the moment, I would have you focus on obtaining 2 of the 4 crystals we require. Pray make for La Nocia, where both the Sapso spawning grounds and Ugiarmo mines are located. You may be certain the materials used in the Beastman's sacred rituals will be well defended. Whether you choose to venture there alone or with companions, I shall leave to your discretion. But whatever you do, please be careful. Awesome. Forgot this was a freaking thing. Destination. Okay, well that was simple. And next we gotta go to Aleport. Pew 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 pew. Hold on, get cords all over and the wrong way. Okay. Make sure that's on silent mode. Silent mode. Ya di ya ya ya. Ya yi ya ya ya. Ra yi ya hi ho. Ya hi ya hi ho. Ya hi ya hi ho. Oh la he ho. Oh la he ho. Oh la he ho. You can ignore that noise. We're not concerned with it. I got all this stuff. This stuff will be relevant soon. Don't worry, guys. Post A Realm Reborn story will take us there. I'm sure it's gonna make us do the other two, right? Look at that crystal tower. You can see it from here. How progress your efforts in infiltrating the Beastman's strongholds? So these are the famed, flawless crystals of the beast tribes. I've seen countless specimens from I know not how many excavations, but nothing to compare to these. Their purity is astounding. You have done well, Firemac. With these in our possession, we lack only the crystals of fire and wind. The former lies in Zaharak, the war camp of the Almalaja, in Thanalan, the latter, Natalan, the roost of the Ixal in the hills of Kurthus. You can expect them to be closely guarded as the first two, if not more so. Still, I look forward to receiving the word of your resounding success. Wonderful. Just love going straight into the beast tribes. Dens was the word I was looking for. Well, let's not go in there. Doopa-dappa-deepa-dappa-dope. Doopa-deepa-dappa-dope-a-deepa-dee. Do-da-dee-da-ro-do-dee. Do-ri-da-ro-do-dee. Do-do-dee-da-ro. Ura-dee-da-ro-ro. Ura-dee-da-ro-ro. Dim 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 dim. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. 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 Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum. Man, that was so simple. There's too much traveling around. And they're like, it's better than yours. Yeah, right. Looks so pretty. Rambros! Firemac, it's good to see you. Tell me, were you able to obtain the remaining crystals from the Beastmen? You know it. Wonderful! With all 4 crystals in hand, we are now ready to proceed to the next stage of our preparations. I hope I did not give the impression that we would be embarking on our journey to the Crystal Tower just yet. Alas, there is another step which must be completed ere we come to that. Wow, the crystals you acquired are indeed flawless. They are of little use to us in their present form. If they are to reflect the elemental forces of the tower's defenses, they must needs be cut and polished. A process which calls for a very particular set of materials. Procuring them will be a challenge in itself, I fear. Needless to say, we will be requiring your services once again. Wonderful. Sanding it down. If the flawless crystals you procured for us are to retain their elemental purity during the shaping process, a very specific set of abrasive substance will be required. Well, I say substance, but one might just as well call them one substance, namely ether sand, which has 4 elementally aspected varieties, of course. Alas, ether sand is neither common nor cheap. Indeed, it is not unusual for the abrasive to exceed the value of the precious stones it is used to polish. Given the rarity of the materials in question, the Goldsmiths' Guild in Olda seemed the likeliest place to purchase the quantity we require. When I contacted the Guildmaster, however, I was informed that no ether sand was currently available. Though I requested the word be sent as soon as new stock came in, I have yet to receive aught but apologies. I should mention at this point that I placed the order some time before we procured the flawless crystals. I am well aware that acquiring ether sand is no small feat, of course. I am not an impatient man, but I fear the more we delay our investigation, the greater the risk the tower's secrets may fall into the hands of other, less savory parties. That is why I entrust you with the payment for our purchase, and send you to speak directly to Guildmaster Serendipity. Mayhap the presence of such a distinguished personage will spur the guild into action. In any event, it is my hope that when we next meet, we will have found at least one of the 4 varieties of ether sand we require. I mean, Serendipity seems to get involved a lot. More than you would think. I think it's like the 3rd time I've had to visit her for something. And it has nothing to do with the crafting quests. Ah, Master Summers, welcome, welcome. What brings you here, if I may ask? You're here on behalf of the Sons of Saint Koinak? What fortunate timing. I was just about to contact Master Rampros with the news that we finally managed to acquire the quantity of fire aspect of ether sand. I'm afraid it may be some time before we can supply the other 3 varieties, but you're welcome to settle accounts for that which we have now. Pray speak with Jemime over there. I do beg your pardon. It seems she's been assisting another customer. Remind. Come on, there must be something you can do. Without that sand, we'll have to rethink our whole design. I sympathize with your plight, sir, but I explained that the ether sand in question is already spoken for. If you'd like to reserve the next shipment, then I would be happy to accept the funds you've offered as partial payment. Partial? Are you saying it's not enough? I'm already stretching our research budget as it is. I suppose a man can do without a midday meal or for a year or 2. Firemac, it's been too long. What brings you here, then? Get your eye on something expensive, have you? Clearly we had that in our hands. Well now, that is quite a money pouch. The sound of so many gills clinking together is strangely satisfying, is it not? Calming, and yet invigorating at the same time. Oh no, you're here for the bloomin' ether sand, aren't you? Well, I can't deny that Allegan civilization's a subject worth researching. The chief said he was looking into something big, but we never thought to ask him what. Wash and I have been too busy tinkering with a new airship design to think of much else. See? Well, I say tinkering. Wrestling would be more like it. Still, after much wringing of hands and gnashing of teeth, I've managed to put together a prototype crystal-powdered propulsion system. We got the idea for it when we heard how you lot had used a corrupted crystal on board the Enterprise. As a matter of fact, anyway, to cut a long story short, a design calls for all 4 varieties of aether sand. And that's why I can't just relinquish my claim on this batch here, even for you, lad. How are we meant to usher in a brave new age of technological innovation, if not by technologically innovating, eh? While I hesitate to interrupt such an impassioned speech, duty compels me to point out that this gentleman is a representative of the organization that reserved the aether sand in question. To mention nothing of the fact that this purse is considerably larger than yours. Oh, it's like that, is it? Alright, this batch is yours. I'll let you have it, but if you're going to take my sand, it's only fair that you grant me a role in this project of yours. I'll take that as a yes. It's not even every day you get a chance to experiment with the wonders of the ancients. With any luck, they'll inspire me to think up of another technological innovation or two. Oh, Biggs. Now then, from what you told me, I'm guessing you'll be needing the other 3 varieties of elementary aspect of aether sand as well, right? Then rather than sitting on your rump waiting for a shipment that may never come, I reckon your time would be better spent looking for the stuff yourself. It just so happens that I know a good place to start. There is said to be a peddler in northern Thailand who very occasionally handles the earth aspect of variety of aether sand. Watch us in the process confirm the rumor as we speak. I know what you're thinking. When did my timid little friend decide he didn't need me to hold his hand anymore? The answer is just the other day. Seems he's inspired by a certain adventurer's heroic example. I thought he was joking when he volunteered to go to Thailand without me. I just hope he manages to stay out of trouble. Heading out to Blue Fog, and you should find him poking about with his new bodyguard. Oh, did I not mention her? Which thought it might be wise to hire an adventurer to accompany him. Just in case your heroic example turned out to be less inspired than he first thought. Man. Just want to get to the freaking Alliance raid already. Is that Wedge? No. Save your greetings. If you're looking for a hired blade, then you'll have to look elsewhere. After the day I've had, the only company I crave is this squat silent type. The type that has a handle and holds no less than a pint of ale. You wish to hear my tale? I warn you, 'tis no stirring epic. But as you ask, my employer, a Lalafin lad, wished to pay a visit to a peddler who deals in some manner of special sand. Forget what it was called, 'tis apparently worth a small fortune. Anyway, when we arrived, the man claimed his stock had been stolen by bandits. Determined not to be returned empty-handed, we crept into the bandits' stronghold and set about locating the stolen goods. Long story short, alarms were raised. Alarms? I think that's supposed to just be alarms. Were raised, and rogues were awoken, and we fled in a blind panic. I was separated from my employer in the confusion, and I've not seen him since. Oh, a friend of yours, is he? Then you best be prepared for the worst. 'Tis just possible the poor sod may yet be lost in the old Amagina Mithril mine, but I fear the bandits will have caught up with him by now. Wait, so where is he? It might be faster to teleport here first. Where the heck is he? He's gotta be hiding in that house. Yep, there he is. Oh, Wedge. How can I be so stupid? Sneaking into a bandit's lair. It's just not the sort of thing I do, and now I'm going to die for it. No, I just need to calm down. I can do this. I can be brave. I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to walk out of here. Here we go. Yeah! I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. I promise I'll leave and never come back. Firemac? Is it really you? But how did you find me? Can you smell fear? Actually, ignore that smell. I expect you're wondering why I'm here. Well, I was just in the process of retrieving some stolen aether sand, which Biggs and I need for our research. As it happens, it was, I concede, perhaps a touch foolish, but very nearly fatal. But I did succeed in snatching the stuff before my bodyguard ran away, and several dozen bandits came piling after me with knives and axes, and what looked very much like a plank with a rusty nail in it. Anyway, the important thing is that the stolen aether sand is right here in my oh dear. It must have fallen out when I was taking evasive maneuvers. It seems I won't be leaving this infernal place for a while yet. You'll find an aether sand in my stead? Oh, thank the gods! You're a true friend, Firemac. I hope the search doesn't prove too troublesome. The bandits don't seem to care much for visitors. Okay, so where do we gotta go? Over here? Earth cradled aether sand? That's still like just one. Oh my god, it's taking so long. And back to Wedge. Firemac, have you had any luck locating the aether sand? Yes, that's it. I must return to the workshop at once and tell Biggs the wonderful news. What's that? You're also on a mission to collect aether sand? And you're working with the chief? A treasure trove of elegant knowledge, you say? I see. Then you should really be the one to have this. Biggs and I are far from exhausting all possible avenues of airship innovation, but it sounds as if your problem can't be solved by any other means. This expedition of yours sounds jolly interesting. I must say, I'm half inclined to join you. In fact, I think I will. Any venture worth the chief's time must be worth a look. Right. I'm more than ready to leave this awful place behind, and you should return to Mordona and with that aether sand before there are any more little mishaps. Be sure to keep a close eye on your pockets, Firemac. Yeah, and we still need like the two other aether sand. Just want to get the freaking things done. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Yay. 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 Alright, Ambrose. Ah, Firemac, you have returned. I took from your presence that you were successful in procuring some aether sand. Tell me, which variety did you find? Fire and earth, man. I see, 2 varieties. Well, that is 2 more than could reasonably be expected, and 2 less than I hoped you would say. Forgive my flippancy. You have done well, truly. If all goes to plan, we need no longer fear death by fire or earth. Master Garland, if you would be so kind as to prepare the relevant crystals. I shall set to work immediately. Truth be told, I've been looking forward to this. One does not encounter materials like these every day. Speaking of which, how in the seven hells did you find them? Mistake me not, an old friend. I know only too well how capable you are, but Aether Sand isn't simply something you simply find gathering dust at the back of a merchant's rare gem cabinet. You had help from Biggs and Wedge? Trust them to design a revolutionary new engine the moment I turn my back? How's a genius meant to rest on his laurels when his employees are so damnably inventive, eh? Now, they're determined to join us, are they? Typical. I jest, of course. It'll be good to have them around. Still, as a matter of personal pride, let's endeavor to procure the 2 remaining varieties of Aether Sand before they arrive, shall we? Tell me, Rambros, have we any information on where the water and wind aspect of types might be hiding? Not as of yet, but I have made certain arrangements. We shall soon see if my efforts have borne fruit. Forgive me for observing, but you seem less than enthusiastic about the prospect. If there's a complication, I'd rather we discuss it now than risk jeopardizing the expedition. Mayhap an explanation is in order, but first let us savor the preliminary victory that Firemac has won for our cause, if only for a moment. Oh, the other arrangements now. Yes, I must speak of the arrangements. I made require the 2 remaining varieties of Aether Sand. Some days ago I asked Charlian acquaintance of mine to travel to Gridania and there gather necessary materials. Since that time, however, I have heard nary a whisper from him. To be frank, this lack of communication is not entirely uncharacteristic, but I cannot discount the possibility that something ill has been befallen the man. Alas, we do not have time to investigate his fate. As I have mentioned before, the more we delay our expedition, the more likely it is that the Crystal Tower's secrets will fall into the wrong hands. Therefore, I would entrust you with the same mission I assigned to my friend. Travel to the Black Shroud and seek out Parsimon-Tret, the master of the markets in Gridania. If anyone knows where the Aether Sand might be bought, it is he. Oh my god, I just want the Alliance raid! Alright, where is this Parsimon-Tret? Next to the Leatherworkers Guild. Yes? I'm sorry, did you say you wish to purchase Aether Sand? My dear fellow, have you the faintest idea of the rarity of the material you seek? Why, I have not seen so much as a grain of Aether Sand in these markets for many a long year. I could tell you where one might find the ore from which the water aspected variety of the abrasive is derived, but only a desperate fool would willingly set foot in the place. You seem undeterred. Very well. Are you familiar with Earth's Gift? That is where the ore is to be found, in an area inhabited by a particularly pernicious hog. Should you encounter the Bitusk Nightmare, you will know that you are in the right place, albeit at the wrong time. Farewell! Why did I go in this direction? I don't know why I went straight towards the Fate. Whew. Husking hog carcass. You are too late, adventurer, and not only for the entertainment, you will find no trace of the ore which but recently lay here. Nay, not so much as a speck. Ah, no, you will never spy me from there. For the time being, at least, you will have to trust the evidence of your ears, not stop squinting at the foliage and listen. As I told you, the water-blessed mineral you hope to find is gone, taken by me. Victory has made me magnanimous, however. Accordingly, I have decided to share the location of an alternative source of aether sand with you, the wind-touch variety to be specific. I trust I have your attention. Good. A band of Ixal in the North Shroud keeps a quantity of the abrasive for the purpose of removing impurities from lesser crystals. Well, do you mean to dally here all day? Make haste, adventurer, before I snatch another prize from under your nose. This is to be a race. The Ixali logging grounds in the North Shroud shall be our destination, and that is where the real amusement will begin. Amusement. May the best man win. Because of course, this couldn't just be straightforward. Why is this so involved, man? Alright, what we got? This thing here. One touch aether sand. Gimme the aether sand, 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 gimme. Bravo! That was quite a show, adventurer. Why, this spectacle proves so enthralling that all thoughts of aether sand slipped my mind. I appear to have forfeited our little race. Congratulations. The wind-touched abrasive is yours. Yet, having been treated to such a memorable performance, I cannot help feeling that the greater prize is mine. This iniquity must not stand. I insist that you accept a token of my appreciation. Payment for this entertainment will be waiting for you to the east, in a clearing within Proud Creek. Pray retrieve the gift ere it is crushed beneath the iron feet of the Dullahans. Right here. And he's gonna give us a water aspect too. Now, what were you expecting? I took the liberty of refining the ore from Earth's gifts into aether sand. Do keep it safe, adventurer. Lest you accuse me of playing games, you should know that the thought of relinquishing my prize never once crossed my mind until I saw you in action. Such deeds must needs be rewarded. In my vocation, you see, to record history as it is made by mortal men, and I much prefer to chronicle the accomplishments of the bold and the mighty. Thus, it is my fervent wish that you continue your career with the same courage and zeal you have shown today. We shall meet again, adventurer, and sooner than you may imagine. Failed fate? Failed fate? Are you flipping bunking me, man? Are you flipping me, man? Are you flipping bonking me? Are you flipping? Flip, 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 flip. What news of your mission? Are we any closer to acquiring the remaining abrasives? Yes. You've brought both? I shall have Master Garland begin work on the crystals immediately. Yay, 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 yay. There, that should do the trick. Now, don't those look nice? Excellent work! We now possess all 4 of the fangs required to pierce the Crystal Tower's defenses. Well, my compliments, Master Garland. Oh, it was a trifling matter, I assure you. Firemac here is the one you should be thanking. Anyway, by my reckoning, there's nothing stopping us from striding up to the Elegant's front door. You can't go without us, Chief. Biggs, Wedge, come to lend a hand, have you? Well, it's not every day you get the chance to study the wonders of the Elegant Empire, is it? Their technology makes Garlemald's look ancient. I appreciate your enthusiasm, lads. I really do, but we're not here to take this knowledge for ourselves. Twice in the last decade, the promise of unimaginable power has prompted men to meddle with technology they do not understand, and the realm has been dragged onto the very brink of oblivion on both occasions. We shall not be so irresponsible as to risk another. Wedge, do you recall our company's creed? Yes, Chief. It's, freedom through technology. Exactly, freedom. When we forsook our homeland, we swore that we would have no truck with machines that could be used to promote tyranny. That has not changed. Should you feel tempted to break your oath, remember this. The wonders of the all-knowing Elegant Empire could not save their civilization, and have damn near doomed ours twice. That is why we must explore the Crystal Tower, and if needs be, seal away its secrets. A compelling viewpoint. It is unyielding wills such as yours that have defined the course of history. Is it Nero? Oh, it's him. I guess he was bound to show up. So, you've returned at last. What, pray tell, has kept you so wholly preoccupied that you could not spare a moment to inform me of your progress of preservation? Why, the task you assigned of me, of course. Surely you have not forgotten about the Aether Sand. I tasked a passing adventurer with delivering it. A more capable courier that I could not imagine. He's already got the Scion markings. Greetings, adventurer. Did I not say we would meet again? I believe an introduction is in order. I am Grahatia, one of the students of Baldesion. I look forward to joining you on your groundbreaking expedition. Grahatia has been assigned to the project as an observer. I hope you will forgive him his eccentricities and welcome him as one of our own. So then, our fellowship is complete. All stand ready to step into the unknown. 3 cheers for Noah! Noah? That is a name I have chosen for our little collective. Given our differing backgrounds, we cannot very well call ourselves the sons of Saint Coin-Knot, can we? And we must have memorable appellation? If our adventure is to leave its mark in the annals of history, I could claim that Noah stands for Nominated Observers of Artifacts Historical, and so it does technically, but my true reason for choosing the name stems from the fact that it is shared by a vaunted elegant archmagus. An archmagus? I sound alike of that! Very well. Now that the pressing matter of what to call ourselves has been settled, it is time to set forth to brave the outer defenses of the Crystal Tower. Is everyone ready to depart? Let's do it! Ready! Labyrinth of Ancients. Yeah, about time, baby! Gentlemen, the secrets of ancient Alag beckon. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, adventurer. You and I will join the engineers at the Crystal Tower's main gateway, where we will endeavor to neutralize the structure's outer defenses. Rambros, meanwhile, we will remain here and oversee the operation. Given my knowledge of Allegan history, it seems logical that I should lead the expedition itself, though I admit the role does not exactly befit my status as an observer. Still, we can but make use of the resources at hand. Assuming all are in agreement, let us proceed forthwith to the large, lopsided gate found to the southeast. Yeah. It's time. Yeah, we're about to do it. It's almost time. Yeah. Alright, let's go in. Labyrinth of the Ancients. Gonna find some stuff with the Labyrinth of the Ancients. The Crystal Tower lies beyond this portal. Now comes the interesting part. Sid, you're the only one of our number who has ever crossed this threshold. I ask that you take the lead for the present. Oh boy. It's so close. Come on. I just want to do it already. I say the energy radiating from these statues is palpable. Luckily for us, that is, one might otherwise stroll past them. Feast your eyes on the elemental defenses in which... Lucky for us, that is, one might otherwise stroll past them. There we go. I knew something felt wrong there. Feast your eyes on the elemental defenses which prompted our lengthy preparations. These sentinels prevent the would-be intruders from advancing within 20 yalms of the tower's inner reaches. He's a bard. No matter how swift they may be. Happily, the crystal fans we took such pains to craft should spare us the inconvenience of instantaneous annihilation. Here, allow me to demonstrate. Chief, it's too dangerous to allow anyone else to risk his life testing one. Quite right. I make the damn things. It's my job to see that they work. It 100% bothers me that he made a fang and didn't do it point in first. He just puts it in sideways instead of just point in first. Success! I, for one, am convinced. Friends, ready your fangs. None of them are doing it. Oh, that's so annoying. Why even make it into a fang? And the shape didn't matter. It's my turn. Hurry up. Give me my fang. This last one is yours, old friend. It seemed only right. Come on. Ah. I would have pointed it point in first, man. Haha, we did it! So much for the outer defenses! Indeed, the entrance to the tower is near at hand. My blood fairly sings with anticipation. Speaking of blood, I have a proposal for the next stage of the expedition. I suggest that we wait here while Firemac and a hand-picked party of his adventuring companions enter the tower. What? Without us? I thought we came here to survey the entire structure. We did, and we will, but our investigations must proceed at a more measured pace. If the outside of the place is this well defended, can you imagine what awaits us on the inside? Only a true hero could reasonably hope to brave the hazards ahead and live to tell the tale. Firemac fits that description better than anyone I know. And it is not as if we shall be idle in his absence. While Firemac and his companions are risking life and limb to beat us a path to the tower, we can set about analyzing this rubble for evidence on how its technologies function. Your knowledge of ancient lore will be invaluable in that endeavor, Historian Grahatia. Ah, do you ever tire of being right, old man? Firemac, it seems I won't be accompanying you. Allow me to at least provide some instruction. The maze that surrounds the base of the tower is known as the Labyrinth of the Ancients. During this initial foray, I suggest you concentrate on ridding the place of hostile elements. When you're reasonably certain the maze is secure, contact me via link shell and we shall join you post-haste, no matter what Master Garland says. Though, we would prefer it if any relics you encounter remained intact. You have leave to do whatever is necessary to secure ingress to the upper levels of the tower. Fortune go with you, Firemac. Labyrinth of the Ancients, let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Entrance, entrance! The Labyrinth of the Ancients? Oh, dude, that's also gonna give me tomes. How appropriate. Alright, so now we wait.